Hello and welcome to Nerds with Dice. I'm Cassiopeia. I am running tonight's game, A Warm and Pleasant Hum. Do some quick housekeeping and then we'll get to my players here. Welcome to Nerds with Dice. It's all Hallows, all dice. You can find links for our merch, YouTube, and Discord in the chat. You can find me on Blue Sky, but I'm not going to talk about that because it's pointless, whatever. Social media is terrible, no matter what. And then I'm just going to go around in a circle based on what I can see in the call, not on the overlay. And we're going to start with Ashen Works.
Hi, I'm Brandon, aka Ashenworks. I use he, him pronouns. Also, so does my character Wit, which we'll get into later. When I'm not busy with the 9 to 5, I try to run a business with my wife named Huntsman's Hydra, purveyor of all TTRPG and board game goods. Otherwise, you can find me on social media, but also kind of what Cass said. I barely use it as is right now. And it's the busy season at work. So, yeah.
And then Jackie.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jackie, better known as Death by Mage. I use he's a pronouns. I am a freelance TTRPG writer, editor, and consultant. You can find my works across the DM's Guild, Drive Thru RPG, and I've worked for various other publishers like Evil Hat, Modifius, Fallout, and Paizo. There's more I'm forgetting at this moment. It's been a while. I had to think about it. And I'll be playing Theo, who uses they them pronouns.
Awesome. And then Lise.
Hi guys, I am Lise, also known as Happy Tacos on the internet. I go by she, they pronouns. Tonight I'm going to be playing Nova, they, them pronouns. You can find me on the internet. I am Happy Tacos on Blue Sky and on Instagram. I am a social media manager for the Queer XP and also a reoccurring player for Halfling Wizard Productions, AP stream for Monster of the Week. You can find me on there as well.
Awesome. I'm going to say that a lot. Just get used to it. Next is Merm.
Hi everybody, my name is Merm. I use they, she pronouns, and today I'm going to be playing Makua, who uses she, her pronouns. You'll get to know them later. And you can find me, honestly, on Nerds with Dice every week. Actually, tomorrow's the last day for a month, where we're playing Fields of the Dead, where I play Deborah, who's just a Midwest white mom who's trying to survive in the zombie apocalypse and makes a lot of inappropriate capital D dick jokes. So if you want to catch that, it's a good time, great time. Love Deborah. Doing this, you can catch me on Monday for a charity stream where I'm playing Fantasy Flight Games Star Wars called The Sunless War. Wow, I don't even remember what it is. And my Power Rangers campaign on Tabletop Misfits will also be starting up on the 2nd. I feel like there's many more, but I'm drawing a blank and I'm going to pass it off.
All right. Amazing. Wonderful. Awesome. That's the word I wanted. Awesome. Awesome. And last but of course not least, Sin.
Hello, I'm Synthetic. You can call me Sin. I am TTRPG creator, but also somebody that does actual plays and the like. You can mostly find me here at Nerds with Dice and over on Singularity Roleplay. But today I am going to be playing the character of Alex. I use they, them pronouns. Alex uses she, her pronouns.
All right. So before I get into starting us off here, I will go ahead and say Trophy Dark, Warm and Pleasant Hum. There's some content warnings baked in that I'll talk about real quick for everyone watching. Obviously, it being a horror game, we talk about safety and we take each other's safety very seriously. So the warnings are biting and stinging, cannibalism, confined spaces, eye trauma, graphic violence, harm to animals, and insects. Feel free to take a break and step away if you have to, or, turn the stream off. It's entirely up to what you, the viewer, need to do. Now, the human world has room for many monarchs, but the humming woods has only one queen. This six-legged mother of millions dines exclusively on an elixir said to cure any ill, or even extend one's life. A royal jelly of matchless quality. Few dare attempt to steal any jelly, protected as it is by the swarms that live in her remote hive, the six-form heart. But what if one had a grander dream than that of a waxed sack containing purloined jelly? If one can claim the queen, one can control her enormous six-legged family and their wealth of the industry represents. But the denizens of the six-form heart have a loyalty that is pheromone-fueled and absolute, and the venoms meant to protect their home and their monarch. You have all traveled for some time, and you now approach the edge of the forest that you know leads to the six-form heart. Even so, after a cold, soggy trek, even this close to the forest, you can tell that within, though deep in shadow, a pleasant warmth suffuses it, and your clothing will very quickly probably become too warm, uncomfortable, and unnecessary. Makwa,
Yes.
what brings you on this trek to the six-form heart?
Makua comes to find a way to cross the bridge, to connect the bridge and to be a part of the bridge. Treasures that lie beyond and in that draw the astrologer out of the Carney space that they occupy and that they rightfully steal money from rich people with. But it's just never enough. And I just need that little bit more.
Does Makua find that she knows anyone on this venture?
Yeah. There are two others from the same family, I'll say. Wit and Theo are coming along and honestly won't shut the fuck up. They're very close in comparison to my relationship with the both of them. So I'm very much feeling like a third wheel as I listen to them banter the entire time.
Well, Wit and Theo, what brings you here on this treasure hunt?
You go.
You're muted. You're still
I think you're
muted.
muted.
Did you double muted?
No, hey, guess what? The keybind in Video Ninja doesn't work outside of Video Ninja. Anyways, Wit is trying to look at different things and keeps asking Theo, "Do you think this would work? Do you think that would work? Oh, maybe I should get her this."
Oh, no, wait. You gotta get something better than that. You gotta get something better than that.
What's better than a diamond?
A
'Cause that's
diamond is can look pretty and shine and sparkle, but my boy, you must find what is treasured in the hearts of your amour.
Whatever it is, it's got to beat Futherberg.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll find a better place. Yes.
Theo,
Yes.
are you only here because you've come with wit?
Not originally, but it was very convenient. And I have my grand ambitions. I would like to return to the courts, but that's of ill consequence. I do indeed want wit to find what they're looking for, and hopefully the spirits agree with me on that.
Wit just thinks Uncle Theo is along for the ride. He just kind of decided to follow along.
Nova, why have you come seeking the sixth form heart?
Nova has their ultimate goal of trying to prove themselves, but most importantly, to try and win back the heart of their beloved, the heir to Navana, and in general, that was something that brings them hope in some ways, but also to try to prove themselves.
Muted.
Muted.
Yeah, you're muted.
I'm busy looking at other things and trying to hit a little blinking button.
I see.
Um,
Okay.
So, knowing what your end goal is, Nova, do you
Mhm.
have any idea what in the sixth form heart might be able to help you?
At the moment, no. Quite frankly, they're just along for the ride just to see what could be appealing enough because they heard so much about it in general, and that it is so rare to find. And in general, I think that's something that they think would deem themselves worthy enough.
And of course, Alex, why have you come to this dank, warm forest?
Alex has no hope of recovering her title, her lands, everything that she once thought defined her. But she has one hope in retrieving the heart in order to prove a betrayer out of the current queen. And if she does, then she won't be the only one without a title. And that is revenge sweet enough to push her forward.
The five of you has spent some time traveling. You probably didn't all leave together, met up along the way. But as you stand at the edge of this wood, some of you talking amongst yourselves or to each other, you see Stumbling out of the forest, a group of people dressed as amateur apiarists, their faces covered with a mesh attached to wide brim hats, and they chase a panicked pack horse. Around the horse's neck is a rough mesh mask of similar design to the apiarists, but it is askew. The horse's eyes are yellow and running, pierced with stingers, a creature envenomed and mad with pain.
Oh, what a ghastly sight.
I feel like it is the least that we'll see today.
I agree. Yes, I agree. Should we then press on?
I feel as though it could be for the best.
At that, you notice that the apiarist group numbers similar to yours, both in amount of people and not gender, but like body type. They chase after this horse and they stop nearby you. They beg you for assistance. Please, you must help us. The horse has everything we brought with us. As that horse crashes deeper back into the woods.
Me not knowing how any of this works, in or out of character, I would like to use my ritual numb, which would reduce the pain that our poor pack horse is suffering.
Okay. Let me. I should have pulled that up ahead of time too. All right. Just got to double check how. Okay. Give me just a second. It has been a hot minute since I ran Trophy Dark, and using rituals is one of the few, like, more complicated things. Okay. So I believe the ritual just works, and you take a ruin for doing so, because it forces you to tap into the darkness of the world to do so. And then you get to describe what the ritual looks like and what it does.
Sure. So, I think for anyone, I don't think anyone's paying attention to him, but anyone who sees Wit will see a hand reach out towards the pack horse, and almost these dark, oily vines start wrapping around his arm, and just the faintest whisper of "Be still," and those same vines might be seen sort of coalescing around the pack horse, and we see it start to slow as the pain eases off and the adrenaline comes down. And a train goes by.
I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting. I'm so sorry.
All good.
I will mute. I'm sorry.
Your ritual wit does take effect, but the horse does continue to sort of crash through the forest away from the apiarists and your group as well. They continue to beg you for help. Please, we must stop the horse.
Alex is just going to reach out toward the horse and say, "Halt!" and going to use her command skill to try to get the horse to stop.
Okay.
How does the roll go again?
For using a skill, you will... Where's the little easy check thing?
Page 17. That's what you're looking for.
All right. So, yes, I'll say this is a risk roll. But you could injure yourself or the horse in trying to do so. You get 1 light colored die for your skill. You take a dark colored die if you're willing to risk your mind or body in order to succeed.
Oh, of course.
Can I offer a devil's bargain that Alex, what are you wearing right now?
Kind of a long flowing dress of purple and gold.
How about the devil's bargain of being like the dress gets like either damaged or soiled from the mud from this very dank and humid forest from the horse? If that's something that would be interesting to you.
Sure.
Especially the last bit of opulence for your character.
All right. If you accept the devil's bargain, you get a light die for that. The devil's bargain happens whether you succeed or not.
That would be 4 overall.
A 4 or 5. You succeed, but there's some kind of complication. Well, you manage to halt the horse for a moment. Doing so, you slip in the mud that the horse has kicked up, both soiling your dress and I think the complication will be that the complication is the apiarists mistake what you're doing and think you're trying to steal from them. So they go from seeking help to being more standoffish.
Okay.
One of them steps near Alex. Hold on there. That's our stuff. And he, one hand out and one hand kind of goes to his belt where you see a weapon.
You asked for help. I merely offer it.
There's a tense moment as this aviarist, where you can't really see his face, stares at you.
The horse is halted for now. Should you not be attending?
I suppose you've made a point. And the apiarist goes to take the reins of the horse and somehow in doing so manages to spook the horse. Maybe it's just confused because of all the pollen in its face and all the stings it's got, even with Wit having numbed some of the pain. And it kicks the apiarist and dashes off. And you hear just it crests behind a few trees, and just out of sight, you hear the horse whinny, and you hear a cascade of rocks drop down a ravine.
I believe that is our sign to move on.
I agree.
Yes. Let's head further in.
And as we're moving, Alex just tries to remove the mud from her dress and ends up rubbing it deeper into the fibers.
So, Bees McGee, you coming with? Think your horse stopped.
Hmm. I think most of the apiarists have moved to the ravine where the horse fell. One of them, one of the apiarists, the one that you end up talking to, Wit, their mesh mask is a little damaged, and you can see pollen around their eyes, but they glare at you, and if looks could kill, you'd be stabbed right now.
Got it.
Hmm.
Okay. Have fun with that. And he'll just walk off to rejoin the group.
It doesn't take long for you to get out of view of the apiarists. The forest is very thick, even at the edge here. You notice a trail of damaged foliage. And Nova, tucked against a broken branch, snagged on it, you see a flap of paper hanging.
Is it readable, or is it just like more of like a visual poster? Do you notice anything about it?
At the moment, all you've noticed is that it's like a large piece of parchment.
Okay. Then I'm gonna move a little closer. try to snatch at it.
All right. You snatch at it, and with a tear, it comes free. There's 3 great circles where the apiarists believe the hive could be, notes on scouting bees, their paths and schedules. And on the back is a drawing of a bee wearing a leash like a guidehound.
Okay, I think I will go over to my group and relay the information that I found. I think I found some sort of map, it seems. Has a lot of notes regarding the bees and just the general area where we're trying to be looking for, possibly.
That's very fascinating. What is that a drawing on the back?
Yeah, I don't know. I think there is a pet bee. I'm not sure. I don't know why it's on a leash for sure, but I thought that was usually a dog thing, but okay.
Do they make leashes that small?
I'm not sure. I didn't know that they would have such a thing, but we'll find out.
Or
Hopefully.
perhaps there are bees that are big enough for a regular leash.
I really hope you're wrong, Uncle Theo.
I agree. I don't want
Yeah.
that to be real.
I think
I'd like to think
everyone agrees.
Yeah, I think I'd like to imagine it's probably like a very tiny leash.
Just take some thread and wrap it around and
Yeah,
to
yeah,
guide you.
yeah, kind of like that. Yeah.
Yes, maybe you're all right. It'd be most unfortunate if something was that large. I'm sure.
Wit, as you comment that you hope the bees don't get that large, your eyes land upon, stuck straight out, much like a dagger stabbed into a signboard, a large stinger the size of a human hand from some enormous and monstrous variety of bee.
Maybe I just stopped talking today.
I was going to say that on the way in, but I didn't want to be rude. But you said it now, so I don't need to.
Normally, my mouth doesn't get me in trouble and make hand-sized daggers appear.
Do you want to grab it?
I mean, I certainly would. I would like to grab it because I also have like some sort of proficiency as a blacksmith. Maybe does it look in general like it could come from a sword?
Those don't still have venom on them, would they?
There's
Yeah,
only one way to
pretty
find
much.
out.
Well, I'm not
I
touching
grab it. I'm touching it. I'm touching it.
Embracing that I'm here for a good time, not for a long time.
Exactly.
All right, Nova, you grab it at what would be the base where it met the bee if it was still attached.
Mhm.
From this end, at least, it doesn't appear to still have any venom.
Okay, that's good.
I'm gonna try to dab it and take a taste and see if there's any venom left in it.
Go for it.
You can do whatever you want, Theo.
Roll a risk.
So I hold it out for them to take a look at it, and just literally just holding it.
I'm trying to think I'm trying to decide would being vigilant about this be part of it?
I would say that if you were vigilant about this, you wouldn't decide to try and lick it.
Are we competing for first death?
I think so.
I can tell you I am not. You all have fun.
Listen.
I'll be over here.
Hey, listen, it'll happen.
All right, so it's a risk roll. Obviously, I'm risking bodily harm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anybody got any devil's bargains for me?
I mean, no matter what, I
Oh.
think you need a swollen tongue.
Okay. All right. That's a good devil's bargain.
I think that making you unable to speak with that swollen tongue for a while would be perfect complication.
I was
Okay,
thinking the
all right.
exact same thing.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I got 2 dice, I think, is what I'm hearing, sounding like. One light and one dark.
Yes, because you took the devil's bargain, you got a light die for that.
Yep. All right. So we'll see how this goes.
This roll is nothing but downsides.
Well, my highest was a 6.
Was it on your dark die?
No, it was on my light one, unfortunately.
No additional ruin.
No additional ruin yet. I feel like Theo's just gonna. It's like, may I? And just kind of take it from No, like as No extends it out. It's like dabs it with a finger, and it's like kind of like you goes in it a little harder, and then like sniffs it, and then like, yes, I'm afraid the venom is not active.
You've tasted it before.
No, I just happen to know what venom would taste like.
And as you try and finish that sentence, you feel your tongue swelling up in your mouth.
Oh.
I happen to know. Was it? Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh.
Does anyone have any antidotes? That's what I thought.
We only have so many supplies.
Yeah.
Y'all
This
brought
seems-
supplies?
I think
This seems like a problem that will work itself out.
is it okay if I take the stinker with me regardless?
Maybe just keep the pointy part away from
Yeah,
you.
I know. That's the plan. I was gonna take it anyways, but I was gonna put that away.
I don't see why not.
I don't want to taste it.
Theo,
Don't
I
worry, I
want to be
don't-
the first to say we don't understand anything you're saying. So
I don't plan on licking it if that's what you're yeah. Okay. I think we move forward then.
All right. You trek further. It's hard to tell how long you walk with how deep the shadow is in this forest. You start to sweat. Your backs are drenched. Maybe you start to wonder when it would be good to stop and rest. Makwa, you start to notice a fungus clinging to the trees. They're wide and flat, and they seem to have a strange yellow and black striped pattern on them.
Theo, I don't mean to be a really bad person, but I kind of want to be right now. So, can you go touch the bee-like fungus over there? I would like to. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Theo's just gonna grab it.
Okay. Theo, you grab the fungus. It is springy and, slightly fuzzy.
Oh, well, that's very promising. If I know anything about mushrooms, this
Hey
is
man,
very promising.
real life mushrooms are might not affect how these work. You don't know.
um, I mean, Theo will like show it to and show it.
I'd like to sniff it first.
It
Just to be safe.
smells strangely sweet. Almost like honey.
Oh, wow. That's kind of funny. um, mm, mm. Part of me just wants to tell Thea to eat it, but I don't want to be that mean.
You can always tell him to lick it.
It's a great compromise. What must I give you to make you lick it, Theo?
Oh,
Here, let me give you a piece of paper and you can write it down so I know exactly what you're saying.
Oh.
Do you want the parchment that I have? Or
Oh, yes. Of course. Right next to the leashed bumblebee.
I guess Theo's going to write. I guess Theo will probably just write. What would Theo want? Theo would want a reading from
Reading of the stars.
you.
Oh, I can do that. That's easy. Of course I can. Yes, I accept.
Oh, and you can see now it's like a very yellowed, bulbous, like tongue that is now just like, and he just licks they lick it right away. And what happens, Cass?
You know, that's a good question. And to answer that, we're going to ask Wit. Brandon, what happens to Theo when they lick this fungus? Hey, you're muted.
I hit the button. First off, your tongue is now yellow and black striped. Period.
Okay. All right.
Second, I think it reacts to water. So like the saliva from your tongue.
Okay.
And it just kind of puffs in your face.
So like powder? Like it's just like
yeah, it kind of just powder bombs your face with fungus pollen.
Great. Does it leave like a perfect yellow black stripe across
Yeah,
my face?
I think it's like we dipped you in paint and you came out camo, but B.
But B.
Oof.
Huh. Well, I'm glad I did not do that.
So it's hydrophobic?
Those are big words. I don't know that word.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat that stuff.
Hydrophobic, is that like not you don't like water? Is that what that means?
It like it reacts poorly to water.
Okay, I see.
I feel like Theo's gonna try to find a stream somewhere or a pond. Clean off all this pollen.
I'd be happy to go with you.
Oh,
okay.
You really shouldn't go anywhere alone.
That's why we're going together. It's two people, not one.
Better odds.
I read somewhere you should never split the party. But, like, if Uncle Theo wants to, I guess that's the plan.
Thea?
Ah.
Okay. Do you just want to set up a little rest area and we'll be back soon?
Mhm.
Sure.
All right. So Theo and Makwa take a little vacation to find a river. In the meantime,
Vacation.
it sounds like the rest of you might just be like stopping for a couple minutes and waiting.
Finding some bit of respite. Still trying to get the mud stain out.
Alex, you're cleaning the dress, trying to get the mud out. And you hear almost imperceptible. You honestly aren't sure you heard it the first couple of times your ears picked it up. But you hear this very low, almost so low that adult humans can't pick it up. This low droning. And it kind of it doesn't really have a source. It's kind of just once you notice it, it's everywhere.
This is going to be one of those times when Alex is unsure of whether she is experiencing something from the present or the future. So she's going to try to figure out if this is a current problem or a portent of things to come.
Okay. And how would you go about doing that?
I think could be appropriate to roll the bones.
Okay.
And I do think that this is risky.
All right. So yes, you roll one light color for your ritual and one dark because it is risky.
Oh, I was going to say interpretations, not. I don't have a ritual connected to it.
Okay. Okay. So is you for sure you're willing to risk minor body, so that's your dark die. Is this a skill from your background or occupation?
Interpretations.
Okay.
Would anyone like to offer me a bargain?
What do we have here?
No, when you say bargain, it could be just generally anything, right?
Something bad that is guaranteed to happen.
So my thought for a devil's bargain is because you're trying to intuit whether this is something from now or something from the future, failure or success, Alex starts having flashbacks both from their past and from things that haven't happened yet. And this will happen periodically the rest of the adventure.
Oh, that's delightful. Let's do it.
All right, so you get a light die for that.
Okay. My My 6 is the dark die.
Okay. So if your dark die is equal to or higher than your highest light die, it counts as a ruin roll.
It is.
All right. So then you need to... So you do succeed, but you need to roll the dark die again to see if it's equal to or higher than your ruin, and then you will take a ruin.
It is not.
All right. You manage to avoid the corruption of the forest.
May I offer a brief flash forward that she sees?
Of course.
It is in that moment when Alex sees at least one possible future in which she is impaled on a tree. Oh. Oh.
I'll add to that, Alex is impaled on a stinger, much like the one the group has found. There are no bees necessarily in sight in this moment, but you do hear that droning hum that brought you to this moment in the first place.
We may be in danger.
If you're talking Lee's, you're muted. It's hard to tell with your little animation there.
I want to go up to Alex, ask if she's doing okay. Are you okay?
I have seen something that may come to pass. I believe I'm going to die in this forest.
She's gonna. Oh God. Nova is going to smack them in the face, just real quick.
Okay.
What?
Just this light smack. Is like, stop thinking that.
Yes,
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
of course you're right.
You gotta stay positive about this, and look, I get the woods are dangerous and whatnot, but you can't keep thinking like that, or else these things will definitely come true. Keep your head up.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Before we go check in on our other two who went to find some water, I will say for those watching, the storm knocked out Brandon's power.
Yeah.
He will join us when he gets the chance. And just keep in mind, Nova and Alex, that Alex, you have this vision, and Nova then slaps you and you have this conversation. And you look around and you have no idea where Wit is.
Oh no.
And then we'll flash over to the other pair.
Let's hope he's not at our wits' end.
Ah,
Heyo.
get out.
Wahoo!
Sorry. When it wormed its way in, I couldn't not say it.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Super fair.
All right, Theo and Makwa, you've trekked a short ways away trying to find a source of water.
Yep.
I don't think you succeed
Okay.
at this point. I think if you are going to attempt to help Theo Makwa, that will require you to use your own water skin, which will then, of course, mean you have no water.
Yeah. What kind of like trees are around us?
I'd say they're like oak and fir and birch, but they all have this, especially as you've gotten in deeper, this weird fuzziness to them.
I would like to like touch the fuzziness that you're talking about. Completely ignoring Theo, very intentionally keeping my
I mean, Theo's just looking around.
my water skin is at my chest, so you can't take it.
Mako, you kind of gently brush your hand across it, the trunk of a tree.
Mm.
And at first, it feels like petting a short haired dog, you know, where their fur is
Yeah.
a little more stiff.
Mm.
And then it starts to feel like small legs tapping around your hand.
I like desperately try to shake it off.
The feeling persists for a good 30 seconds after you pull your hand away and try and brush it off.
Yeah. Um Are skills up for interpretation?
100%. This game
Awesome.
is very much interpret the shit out of stuff and make it cool.
Hell yeah. I would like to use my darkness skill to try to see it better because obviously I was like a little farther away, like I wasn't super up close. So
Okay.
I would like to twist it like that if you'll allow.
All right. I don't think this is going to require a risk roll. But I do think investigating further using this skill, you will gain a condition.
Okay.
So it's not going to be it doesn't need to be a roll. It's because it's not risky and as far as like harm or ruin.
Mhm.
You peer closer at it. Do you try and touch it again as well, or are you just looking at it now?
I think I'm going to get very dangerously close with my face to it.
Okay. You get extremely close. You don't have a magnifying glass, so you have to get extremely, extremely close. There are. You probably wouldn't even call it hair, actually. It's not fur. It's like tiny filament, almost like something that a fungus might grow out. It's so tiny that from further away you couldn't tell other than everything looks vaguely furry.
So does it look like anything that I just made Theo lick? Does it remind me of that?
It probably reminds you of Theo licking the fungus. Whether they're actually related or not is hard to say.
Okay.
Other than everything in the forest has been weird since you got here.
Yeah. Okay. I'm then just gonna turn back to Theo. I think we should leave. I'm gonna be honest. What direction did we come from?
Oh.
Yeah, I trust you. Let's go that way.
And Makua, as you head back following Theo, your condition is ongoing. You crave sugar.
Okay.
Nova and Alex, you haven't moved from the spot that you said you would wait, because that would be foolish. But you have tried to look around, take a couple of steps in all the directions. Wit is nowhere to be found. And the forest is quiet, quieter than it's been. Other than Alex, you can occasionally pick up that low drone.
I hear something. Do you?
I mean, what does it sound like exactly? I mean, do I hear it, Cass?
What you hear is Theo going, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa," and the noise of Makua and Theo rejoining the two of you.
I can't believe you
Oh.
don't do everything I say.
So I tell Alex, yes, I do hear them coming back. Is that what you were referring to?
Alex takes a moment and thinks about it. And is like, yes, of course.
Well, all right. Then I guess we're gonna quickly regroup with them. But yeah,
Theo's gonna look around and notice it's like whoa.
what is a good, excellent question. We're not sure. They just suddenly disappeared on us.
I hand the parchment paper back to Theo. I would like to
Yes.
know what you said. Could you just write it down?
Yeah, I would.
Don't keep
I would
droning
also.
on.
Yeah. I have a question. Is this one piece of parchment paper, or is there like multiple?
It's like someone took a big piece of paper and sort of drew a rough map of where they think the hive might be. Like there's 3 spots the hive could be, and then they
Okay.
jotted down notes of like the bees patrol and the routes they kind of follow, and then on the
Yeah.
back it has that drawing.
Right. Okay. So it's just the one paper. Is
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
It's the one paper.
Uh,
Okay.
Theo will at least try to keep it simple and be like, wit, get lost all time. He okay.
Okay, so if Theo says it, I think we can move on, and we'll eventually catch up with him.
I mean, isn't these part of the woods like very notorious for being very dangerous? Or
I mean, Theo and I left. We came back and we're fine. Everything's okay. Do you have Any sweets of sort?
Me?
Yeah. Or any of you, honestly.
I just like I pull up the sting. I look at what's in my backpack, including the stinger. No.
Sia will pull out a little like sherbet lemon drop.
I will
Aw.
snatch it from your hand
Oh,
Oh,
forcefully.
thanks.
Thank
And
you.
Alex will say, "No, I don't have anything, and it is a lie."
Can I one of my skills is deception. So can I roll to see if I pick up the deception?
Oh.
I mean, yeah, of course.
Okay.
In this case, I would not say it's a risk roll. I would say both of you roll a d6.
Okay.
And if Alex gets higher, you don't get the you don't realize the deception.
Okay.
Only simply because we've already been told it is definitely a lie.
That's a 1.
That is also a 1.
Ooh.
oh my god.
We have to go again?
God.
I
Guess I should have grabbed my own dice to have just in case.
I
We can roll again.
offer a solution.
Yeah.
Makua doesn't know it's a lie, but Theo and Nova do.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah,
that.
I like that.
That's a good idea.
I like
Okay.
I just give you a slight side eye and I'm like, okay.
that.
I just move on. With the drop in my mouth.
I'm holding a
Theo
weird
and
side eye.
Theo
with
and
Alex.
Nova give you like a look of like we know.
Yeah,
Give
I
Alex
just
a
have
look of,
like a weird side
we
eye.
know.
Yeah.
All right.
Keep going then.
You start to head back through the forest. First off, Alex, everything around you stops for a moment. Your companions stop moving mid-stride. The noises of the forest stop. And after that second, you're someplace dark, someplace hot, someplace sticky. And you hear that droning, but it's not droning, it's loud. It's almost deafening. It's cacophonous. And you reach around yourself for a second, you touch yourself for a second, and on your head is a sticky golden crown. And then you're standing with your companions, having stopped for a brief moment while they continued on.
Do my best not to pay attention to that and move forward.
Theo,
Yes.
how will you succeed where others have failed?
I think the way Theo would succeed is, despite Theo's occasional showmanship of being a medium, Theo actually has actual slight spiritual powers in the sense that he can see the dead and knows what has happened. And I think for Theo, as they've been walking through these woods, um, they've been constantly seeing probably the various poor souls who have died in these woods. And judging based on the fact that we're probably getting somewhere closer as there are more spirits occupying an area. And I think Theo thinks that their success will be determined by where the spirits are where the most amount of spirits are congregated, and basically try to go in a way that they haven't if they need to escape.
That makes sense. I have one more question for you, Theo, though.
Mm-hmm.
There's a spirit here from someone in your past that you know has never stepped foot in this forest. Who are they?
They would probably be a fellow soldier from their past and from a battle, and that soldier didn't make it out of that battle alive, but Theo did, and if they forever haunt Theo.
Ah, so they haunt Theo. They're not in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You trek on. You can tell the forest's terrain is changing ever so slightly. You might be at the edge of some kind of clearing. Makwa, you spot a circle of 6 animal skulls arranged by some strange intelligence. Large, small, large, small. Bear and rabbit, elk and squirrel. Human, adult and child.
Makua will kind of just like veer off from the group, seeing that, especially seeing the human skulls, especially. Not telling their companions because they're more drawn to it. And then there's this feeling of jealousy that Makua has felt toward Theo for some time. Because as she's an astrologer, she wishes that she had the connection with the spirits that a medium does. And so she wants to take that moment to try and draw spirits out of the skulls that are arranged in such a way without drawing attention to her leaving the group.
Okay. Are you using a skill or are you casting a ritual?
I'd like to start by using a skill and the skill of symbols to know and understand why this is the way it is.
Okay. I'll allow that. So you can have your 1 light die for the skill. Are you willing to risk your mind or body in order to succeed?
Absolutely.
Take a dark die. And if you'd like, I have a devil's bargain that I thought of.
I would love to hear it.
If my devil's bargain is someone from your past who, alive or dead, you haven't seen for quite some time, Maybe things ended on poor terms, I'm not sure. But you start to hear them talk to you every so often, as if they're walking with you and your companions.
I'll take it.
Okay, take a light colored die for that then.
I rolled a 5 on my light dice.
Okay.
And as I get closer to the circle, the voice that I hear is someone who was the leader of the group that I was in before. Someone that I used to look up to, but they were also the reason that I left. They barked orders, and berated me all the time. So the very first thing that I hear from them after a decade of being away from them is, "What the hell do you think you're doing?" But I pause for just a moment, shake it off very physically, my whole body shaking, and then I keep moving forward because I know they're not there for now.
All right. So, you do succeed with a 5. You took the devil's bargain as well, but there is a complication in your success. So, in trying to figure out what this circle means, I think the complication is... Ooh, I mean, how do I make this different? I mean, this is different than a devil's bargain, but it's kind of the same, really. It's hard to... They're kind of fiddly in that. I think
Just do it. That's
I
fine.
think the complication is you were trying to not attract attention so much that you actually get separated from the rest of the group.
Okay.
And then I would like you to just please reiterate for me what your intention was, like what were you trying to figure out about the circle?
Yeah, I wanted to figure out why it was in the composition that it was by drawing on the spirits that inhabit or formerly inhabited the skulls themselves.
Okay. And to answer that, I'm going to ask Nova, what does Makwa learn from the spirits of these skulls and why it is arranged this way?
So you said it was bear, rabbit, squirrel, and then 2 humans, a child, and an adult.
It was
And
a bear and a rabbit, an elk and a squirrel, an adult human and a child. In like a circular pattern.
circular pattern.
Yep.
Interesting.
And much like you can tell too that it's a large skull, a small skull, a large skull, a small skull. So it like goes in order in the circle: bear, rabbit, elk, squirrel, adult, child.
I think you're gonna see there's gonna be visions that are gonna pop up of each of these types of creatures when they were alive and when they decided to swat at these large bees with stingers, and they ended up dying in several different ways, but they'd be being pierced through the heart or being chased away into a ravine and falling down to their deaths, and you're just seeing very gruesome imagery of all of these types of creatures, including a human and a child that happened to be in. It was a father and a daughter going through these woods, and them attacking them and ending up in a terrible demise for both of them. You could see several of them. Sorry, outside noise. You could see a lot of these bees just continuously just crawling onto their skin, just having at them, and just like making sure that you cannot hear their screams, that they're covering their mouths. And it just ends with them being like their skin teared away. And you just see their skulls and their bloody bones.
I think upon seeing all those visions and coming out of that state, I immediately turn to try to talk to the group and try to get their attention, but obviously they are no longer around. And I would like to pocket the bear skull if I can. Or if it's too big, I'll go for one of those models.
I don't know the exact size of a bear skull, but I don't really. I mean,
It's big.
I think you can maybe fit it in your bag. I would guess, but I don't know that I would use the term.
I'd say
pocket
go
it.
for the squirrel.
I'll go for the bear skull and put it in my bag. Not pocket it, but put it in my bag.
Okay.
There you go.
I just want one of those skulls, just in case.
All right.
Just for research.
Cool. Mm-hmm.
And then I try to run to wherever my group was heading.
Okay. Theo, Alex, and Nova. The forest has opened into a large floodplain where recent rains have formed a shallow inland sea. And as you gaze across this, that's where we'll take our break.
Okay.
We'll be back in 10 to 15 minutes, everyone. Feel free to get drinks, get your meds if you need them, grab a snack, and come back for some more Trophy Dark. Bye.
one.
Welcome back to a warm and pleasant hum. Theo, Nova, and Alex, you have just discovered a floodplain in the forest. The entire floodplain is a riot of colors due to the flowering plants that take advantage of this precipitation. Their stalks poking skyward well above the waterline. The average plant comes to just past head height, their roots forming a rough and uneven carpet that is invisible under the water. Footing is treacherous and progress is slow. The swaying petals make it easy to lose sight of your fellow treasure hunters, especially with one's eyes on the ground to safely navigate the terrain. Perfume fills the air, olfactory fireworks as each bloom competes with its neighbors for the attention of pollinators. You are overcome with languor and a desire to tarry, though there's entirely too much ground to cover.
I didn't want to interrupt that absolutely beautiful description, but I have flow, so I would like to make our trek a little easier with that ritual.
Okay.
How does that go again?
So you roll a ritual skill so the ritual is your skill, and then you roll with a dark die because using a ritual is dabbling into the darkness.
And if I could, well, no, I can't offer a devil's bargain. Never mind.
I mean, go for it.
Go for it.
This is a one shot. Who cares?
I was going to say that I think where the stain had been in one spot soiling the dress before, that the dress becomes caked and brown as a result of calling upon this force to move the water.
Okay. I'll let you do that.
That is a 6.
On a light die?
On a light die, yes.
Okay. Well, Devil's Bargain. Doing this ritual requires you to kneel down in the water and the roots, which then the water climbs up the dress and the mud cakes into it even further. But you succeed. How does this look, and how do you succeed?
In this moment, kind of calling upon the veil between past and present, Alex invokes the memory of this land when it was less wet, more arid, and in that creates a kind of path of scorched earth where on either side you have this wall of mud and water that almost crystallizes as a parting to where we can walk through.
Okay, I like it.
Theo, before taking the path that Alex has provided for us, Theo's going to try and get some wash off the the bumblebee pattern powder that's on spores on their face. And you said there's a lot of flowers growing out of the waters, right?
Yes. Yep. If the water's like knee high, the flowers crest above your heads.
Okay. Hmm. Theo's going to try. I'm sure there are some poor, unfortunate souls who are here. I wonder if Theo's going to wonder if perhaps any of these flowers might reduce the swelling in Theo's tongue, and might consult with them.
Okay. How does Theo do this?
Theo's going to use their spirit skill, but primarily they're going to um, take out a kind of like a necklace from their pocket, and it has like several different animal bones on them, predominantly rat bones. And there's like a rat skull that's at the bottom, that's in the center of it. There's some beading as well, so like metal beads that have been ornate and kind of chiseled engravings on them. And Theo's gonna kind of like hum a tune as and kind of close their eyes and hum a tune out loud, um, to try to um, coax the spirits to maybe give him an answer.
Okay. I think this requires a risk roll.
Yep.
So you can definitely take your one light die for your skill.
Yep. I will 100% take any bodily harm and mental harm that comes my way.
Take a dark die.
Anybody got a devil's bargain for me?
I think.
Oh, go ahead.
I know your tongue is already swollen, but if it
Mhm.
doesn't work, so does your lips.
Well, okay. I like
Yeah.
that's weird. I like that.
Did you have a difference in synth?
I think I can make the sound effect.
Okay, perfect. All right, perfect. And they're not intelligible at all.
It was a 5 on the light die.
Okay. So, I mean, you succeed at getting the answer you want, I guess, but also now your lips stop working. You succeed with a complication. While I think about the complication, describe how you succeed and what you learn.
Okay.
Actually,
Hmm.
Makua, what does Theo learn that gives them the information they want? And what does it look like to the rest of you?
My kitty was distracting me. So, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for maybe maybe something in on the flora that may help reduce the swelling in my tongue.
So what you learn is something that you learned a little bit too late. That okay, I'm gonna have to put you down. I love you, but you have to go. Okay. So what you learn a little bit too late, as you are eager to know and understand this flora in a way that can help you. The swelling goes down an insignificant amount, but to the point where you can talk maybe a little bit easier for a few moments, but it's at that moment that you realize that you're actually allergic to this. That comes in the form of your lips inflating like a balloon. It becomes very uncomfortable. Um,
Oh, whoa, whoa.
you know that like you need to stay away from this now. Like this flora is now very dangerous to you. Where you were touching it on your hands is now very itchy.
Oh,
And there's a slight burning sensation. But you know that if used properly, not just touching it like you did, it has its medicinal qualities that could have helped you, but it is already too late.
Also, thank you for the raid, Batty
Hey.
Bards.
Thank you for the raid. And also, okay, I'm gonna go. Nova is gonna go to Theo, and I'm gonna point at the parchment paper, just pointing at it, like right there.
Well, so it's harder for Theo to write now, and so the handwriting is now very difficult, and Theo takes even longer to write now. And Theo says, "Cure found allergic."
Oh my god. Okay. Let me see what I have. I don't think I have anything, but I'm gonna try. Oh god. I mean, I have an aiding skill. I don't know if that does anything. Actually, I don't know if it does.
I'd say if you want to roll with your aiding skill, you can't cure Theo, but you
Right.
can maybe at least make it less uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe you have a salve in your bag or something.
Right.
At least it'll stop the itching
Okay.
and the burning fingers.
Let me see here. I got a 6.
Ah, 6, you succeed.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So I kind of just try to move them away from like trying to avoid every single one of these flowers that are giving him this just general reaction, this allergic reaction. I'm like, okay, you need to get you away from here. And there's yeah, go on.
So you do succeed in helping Theo. In doing so, though, what important supply or item in your bag is dropped into the water and lost or rendered useless by your own contact with the sticky pollen in these flowers?
Oh man, trying to think, because there is a handkerchief from their long lost love that I just remembered.
Well, I'm gonna say you lose that in helping Theo. I'm sorry.
It's
Oh
okay. Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. Oh well.
Yeah, I think in trying to help Theo, you like crouch down and it slips from wherever it is, and you catch the flash of its color, and maybe if it's, monogrammed, right before it sinks
Mhm.
into the water, and you dash your hand into the water searching for it, and it just is gone.
Yeah. Makes me slightly disappointed. I wish I knew what you were saying, friend, but I lost something very important to me. Anyways, we need to get you out of here.
I can't believe we just turned Jackie into Scooby-Doo, basically.
Oh my God.
Basically, that's basically what you sounded like when you said, "Did you lose something?" I was imagining Scooby-Doo.
Yeah,
Ruh-roh,
yeah.
Raggy, you lose something?
Yep.
All right. Now that we've done a good job cutting the tension, Alex, what creatures rustle among the flower stalks, navigating this area with ease, while you and your companions struggle and flounder?
The creatures that are there, when you think of drones, you think of bees themselves.
Mhm.
But in this instance, the creatures that are there are husks of people that have been stung by the queen. Everything, all of the life sucked out of them to leave them dried up. And they are shambling toward us.
I think you can tell that by not only having maybe caught sight of one off in the distance, but considering the amount of water that you are standing in, somehow these things are still making this like dry paper rustling noise as they move.
Mm. I feel like if they're coming our way, Theo will try to grab Nova and Alex and kind of keep them huddled. And Theo's gonna be like kind of be like to them, like and will use their shroud ritual to keep them us hidden.
Ooh,
Okay.
okay.
Please make a ritual roll.
Okay.
So you get your one light colored die for the ritual and a dark colored die because you're dabbling in the darkness.
The darkness.
And honestly, I don't have a devil's bargain for you because Theo's had a really shitty time of it lately. Like,
I would like to. I'll still take one if anybody got one.
I'm just, that's fair. Someone else can offer one if they want to. I'm just saying, like, it hasn't necessarily been dangerous. It's just been fucking miserable for Theo.
So
I mean,
I have something
that's the
that
idea.
might be bad for all of us.
Okay.
Oh God. Okay, go for it.
Yeah.
And
What you got?
that's that one of these creatures is already too close and gets caught up in the shroud itself.
I had a different idea, but I like that one more.
Okay.
I mean, you can offer yours too, Merm, because like Jackie can pick the one they like best.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mine was that in doing this ritual, you become invisible to the other two in the group. They can still hear you, but they can no longer see you.
I
can
have
still
I do
hear
have
all the good it does.
Exactly.
exactly. There's that. I do have another one where if I shroud the both of them in there, they also see my dead comrade in the shroud.
You know what? I kind of like just
Go with
And,
your own.
the
in
That's what
that
I
trauma.
say.
grisly, ghostly, deathly way, like
I
how
think
they
it
died
just
and everything.
I think that one just adds to the trauma. So yeah, I kind of like that one.
I like
I don't
that.
have to see it, so go with it.
All right, we'll go with that. I do get a 6 on the light die.
Okay.
So I think Thea's gonna take their jacket and kind of cloak in a very magician way over Alex and Nova, and then you see kind of turn invisible that into a veil, and when you do, you see a very gaunt looking young man wearing a military regalic uniform with their chest imploded in, and you can see some of their internal viscera kind of pouring out, and um and there's some decay on their skin and flesh, and it's kind of and and it's just they're just staring at you.
I don't know if there's a role for this, but we had discussed before, was Theo serving under the banner of Alex's country?
Oh, right. Yeah, right.
Is that still true?
Yeah, we could go with that still. Yeah.
Then it's not going to matter if Alex was shrouded. She's going to stumble away in horror because this is someone she failed.
Okay.
And because I'm awful to myself, into the water.
Okay. So Theo veils everyone that's still there. You all see the ghostly companion that follows Theo. Alex stumbles out of the shroud and into the water. Makua. You also have reached this floodplain, this knee-high standing ocean of water with flower stalks that rise above your head. The stalks start to sway, and you see large, broad antlers coated in honey and speckled in bees. You hear hoof falls. You hear snorting. And after a few moments, an enormous moose stomps past you on its way out of the woods, going the opposite direction that you are going. It is unafraid. You see upon closer inspection, the antlers are speckled with bees, some alive, some dead. The snout is sticky and slick. And if you look in the wake, the path it's left, you see its steps marked with a golden half circle where the hoof pressed down, and you see this path trailing deeper into the forest from where it came.
So when you say like golden hoof prints, is it filled with honey?
If you examine it, there's a thin layer on the top soil that appears gold after having been crushed by the moose. But in reality, it is powdered layers of chitin, the remains of generations of bees having fallen to the forest floor. And it just looks golden in the scant light that can catch it.
Okay. I'd like to use a ritual. I'd like to use voice
Okay.
to try to get its attention.
The moose's attention?
Yes. Because it walked past me, so I'm assuming that it doesn't give a shit about me.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So take your one light color die for the ritual and your dark die for dabbling in the darkness of the world. And I think if you'd like a devil's bargain, I think doing this would attract the attention of the husks that Alex already described.
Seems fair. Six on my light dice.
Okay. You succeed. It does attract the attention of husks that you maybe didn't notice because of the moose. But what does this look like when you cast this ritual, and how do you succeed?
Yeah. I use the component of the ritual that I can make it sound like I am in a different place than I am. So my thought is to use my voice to get up right next to its ear and just say, turn around, to kind of like do that and to have it like look at me while I'm already running at it.
You're running at the moose?
Yes.
Okay. While you succeed, it turns its massive head and looks back at you as you're running towards it. Now, before you say what your plan is here, as you get closer, you see in its dark fur golden patterns, probably chitin, much like what's on the floor of the forest here. But they are constellations.
Which ones?
I don't know. That's a good question. Which ones are they, Makua?
So they replicate the ones that are already on my face?
Yes.
Okay. So I see the star sign of Libra. I see one half of Cassiopeia, of Lynx, of Hydra, and of Formax. which draws me even more, and I run faster toward the moose.
Okay.
The only thought going through Makua's mind right now is they need a taste of the honey, either dripping from its maw or from its antlers or from somewhere. I finished that sherbet drop much too long ago, and the desire for something sweet is overwhelming.
Okay. I think because Trophy doesn't have HP, it only has Ruin. I think you will succeed in your goal here without another roll. I think you will just take a Ruin for doing it, though.
Okay.
And I think you also will gain another condition. So, if that is amenable to you to succeed in getting that honey,
Yes.
I think you leap upon the moose and you lick at the antlers, getting honey and desiccated bee husks and live bees, probably all, and the moose swings its head eventually and throws you off. And it doesn't really run away. It's not necessarily afraid of you, but
Yeah.
it leaves.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, much like that candy drop, the flavor, the sweetness dissipates far too quickly. But as you stand up and dust yourself off and look down at the tracks the moose left in the forest, slowly you realize there's a faint sweetness in your mouth. And that sweetness makes you salivate.
Yeah.
And you realize that your saliva has become sweet, like there's sugar in it. Do you follow the path the moose left from wherever it came originally?
Yes.
All right. Theo, Nova, and Alex. Well, I guess I should actually say Theo and Nova, because Alex dipped. Nova, you see this ghost, for lack of a better term, this dead soldier. I'd say they're probably like kind of behind one of Theo's shoulders, off to the side a little bit. Like very clearly they're with Theo. They're not just with the group.
Okay. And it's just staring at them both, or is it more specifically at Theo or something like that?
I think in this moment it's staring at you because it knows you can see it.
Okay.
And while I won't just straight up give you a ruin like I did Merm, I think seeing this does require you to make a ruin roll to see if you get a ruin.
Okay. Sure.
So a ruin roll, you just roll the dark die, and if it is higher than your current total ruin, you gain a ruin.
Okay.
No pressure.
Oh my god.
That is one of the benefit of building a character that's got like 3-4 ruin to start with, is it's harder to gain more early on, unless you get really unlucky.
So I got a 3. Yeah.
Is that higher than your total ruin?
Let me double check. My total ruin, no.
All right, so you don't gain a ruin from seeing this an undead soldier ghost.
Thank God. I'm just slightly creeped out though. Just does like an awkward wave. I'm like, you gonna hurt me, or just give me like a thumbs up, yes or no.
Steel basically like say with their puffy lips and tongue, you.
I still don't know what you mean, friend.
He will give like a subtle, like a very slow, like thumbs up.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Cool. Is are they still the are those bees still
husks?
outside? The wasps are still outside.
I think the husks they're not gone necessarily, but they have lost interest in the two of you. They
Okay.
notice you're there anymore, and they've lost interest in you. They are just in this area of the forest. There's no real like escaping them, but they're not
Okay.
after you.
Oh, that's cool. All right.
Okay. We still have to find Alex.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think Theo is just gonna like since the ghost is like hovering right behind them, kind of like gently pats its head and like gestures at Nova to get up and get ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like and then Alex is gonna try to like point in the general direction that Alex kind of ran off. And I guess we're gonna try to see if we can find Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Alex, you have separated from the group after seeing the soldier because of the things it made you remember. You stumble off of your path back into the water and the swaying stalks of these flowers. After a few moments, you're not quite sure how long, it couldn't have been more than 5 minutes, you realize the error of that choice, and you turn around to head back, and you see half submerged in a shallow spot of this flooded ocean of forest, a swollen body, rotted, and it's the queen you're trying to depose.
I think upon seeing this body, Alex will kneel down beside it, hang her head, and start to chuckle, and then laugh, and then repeatedly slam her fists down into the face of this corpse, because even the satisfaction of seeing the demise of this woman was not enough to sate her. And she cries out into the forest. And to think I called you mother.
The only thing I'm going to add to your description is before you start hitting its face, you start chuckling and you start laughing out loud. The body's face opens and echoes your laughter back at you. And as you punch it a few times, a small cloud of bees comes out of it. And everything else you do as described, but I think doing and seeing this does require a ruin roll.
Okay. That is greater than my total ruin.
All right, you gain a ruin. I will say, since we actually have a couple of gained ruin here, when your ruin reaches 5, you may start to reduce it by acting in the interest of the forest, destroying treasure, preventing the use of rituals if you're with your group, somehow sabotaging your fellow treasure hunters. You can do these things, and each time you do, you get to roll a light die, and if you get less than your current ruin, you decrease your ruin by 1. The moment you drop below 5 ruin, you can no longer reduce it. But and I think you say your line about, and to think I called you mother, and the sound of that cloud of bees that emerged from this body continues to echo faintly as if your mother is laughing at you. You all, separate, alone, 2 of you together, make your way deeper into the forest. The trees become more crowded as you get deeper. Bees sightings become more frequent. At first, you only saw them mostly in the air. You'd seen that picture of the beast, the bee the size of a hound. And now you're starting to see them. Bees the size of a large hound. A large boulder the size of a small boulder is what my brain is trying to get me to say, and I'm trying not to, so I'm just going to say that out here and get rid of it. Nova,
Yes.
how are you willing to debase yourself when the antenna of a striped guard flicks your way?
How am I able to debase myself?
Yes. How are you willing to debase yourself? Like, what are you willing to do to keep the bee's attention from you?
Like, she wants what I got. I have a virtual for Bewitch, but I'm not sure if this will work 100%.
All right.
My general idea was to try to be very stealth with Theo. Don't the shush to be quiet while we're going through this, and if we get caught, I was going to offer, if we get caught by one of them, I was going to offer the stinger that we found early on as sort of like a peace offering, but to command them not to attack.
Okay. I think that works for me. I think that would require making a roll to see if it succeeds.
Okay. So I got a 3 on my light.
Is your dark die higher than that?
My dark die, what I got was a 1. So
Okay. So you fail, and
Mhm.
things get worse.
Oh boy. Okay.
The bee had kind of just barely noticed you, and you pull out this stinger and attempt to do this to get it to go away, and it buzzes angrily, I guess, as best you can tell, at you,
Mhm.
and you hear the buzz of other bees coming towards you now.
Okay. So I start running.
Theo, Nova starts running. You're muted.
Oh, so yeah, Theo sees that. Theo's trying to decide at this junction, do they just abandon Nova to the bees?
Well,
I'll
at this
make it
point,
easy.
everyone else has abandoned Theo, so
I want to say like Theo will probably actually use this as an opportunity to try to sneak past these stripe guards and
Okay.
get deeper into the woods.
Mhm.
I think because Nova made the attempt and then also started running, the bees are paying attention to them, and so it is easy for you to sneak on through.
Okay.
Nova goes running off in one direction. You sneak off in slightly another direction. You still need to keep going deeper, so you don't want to like divert
Yeah.
too far.
Right.
But I think even amongst the crowded trunks of these trees now, you catch the sight of Wit's back for just a moment. Ahead of you around a tree. You turn and follow and step around, and then you see Wit slightly further off, just around another tree. And I think you successfully sneak through the striped guards here. But I think what's the word I want? Conscious or not, you're not fully aware if what you're following is another phantom or actually Wit. But you're kind of driven. He's been missing for so long now, you're kind of driven to try and catch up.
Right.
Of everyone in this group, he'd be the one you want to potentially stay with and protect. Makwa and Alex, you both have been traveling alone for quite some time. You hear bees buzzing. You've seen bees in the trees. You've seen bees flying around. Maybe you've even seen some of the bees walking on the ground the size of a dog. Moments before you both bump into each other, I would like to know first, Alex, what's going through your mind in that moment before you bump into Makua. And then once Alex is finished, Makua, I have the same question to you.
At this point, Alex is pretty despondent, where to her at this time, kind of nothing matters. She is moving forward to move forward. Like, the only other option would be to give her body rest, and she feels as though she does not deserve it because she failed at her last great hope.
Makua is the surface level of everything is the sweetness that is now their saliva. That is that, like, it is sating. It is exactly what they need. But deep beneath that surface is them going back to what they knew. They are following orders from something else. They are just doing what they're quote unquote told. Which is, I want to be in the same state as that moose, and I'm going to go the same way that they did to get that. And so they fall into that old habit of just following and not having their own thoughts.
Those are your thoughts, both of you, before you bump into each other. You are shaken out of your reverie each. But Alex, Makua has so many bees buzzing around their head that it resembles a seething crown in motion, a halo humming of different bees, if you will. What could this strange coronation mean? Is it some kind of anointment? Have they been chosen by the bees? Them? Why them? This cannot stand.
It's at this point where I would like to ask Merm, are you down for PvP?
Let's fucking go.
Okay. Then I'm sorry. Because one of the rituals that Alex has is ashes. She is going to look and see Makua and see this pretender's crown. And she is going to burn something irreplaceable. She takes from her pack the last thing that she had from home: chocolates. And they will start to burn. And as she does, she shoves the chocolates toward Makua, says, "Here, have them." Now, ashes, you burn something irreplaceable to turn a creature or object to dust. And that is the goal right now, is to turn the pretender to dust.
Do you say anything
Here,
other than here, have them? That is it.
that is it.
What is your body language like as I see you?
Anger. Just pure, unadulterated hate.
Okay. Um I would like to respond by also performing a ritual.
Okay.
I will grab the chocolate from your hand. That is the end goal because I need chocolate. I still need that. That is part of all of this. But in the process of that, I would like to use the ritual haunt to create a replica of what is making you seethe, which is me. And so haunt says summon a spirit to torment a creature. And so I would like to summon a spirit that is of my same likeness in this moment.
So, okay.
And then grab the chocolate.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what I understand is going to happen then is that Makua is going to forever haunt Alex in the form they currently appear with their buzzing halo.
Yes.
But Alex does succeed in turning Makua to dust.
Yes.
Okay.
I love everything about this.
Okay. Well, before I have you, Merm, describe what happens to Makua as they turn to dust, Alex, I think this is just you take a ruin for this.
Oh yeah. And for the record, that puts me at 6.
Oh, okay. 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 Awesome. Okay. So, before we discuss what Alex's last moments of lucidity and being themselves are, Makua, how does this look when you turn to dust and cast your ritual?
Makua looks into Alex's eyes and smiles, and something is dripping from their mouth. And it's gold, like honey, but it is just their saliva, as Makua would understand. They whisper something in a language that you do not understand that essentially just means I'll stay by your side no matter what. And then I reach out and touch the chocolate in your hand, upon which, from the tips of their fingers, they start to turn to dust. Makua feels every painful sensation that comes about and starts to scream. But there is nothing that she can do at all. Collapses to the ground at your feet and lays on the ground, desperately looking for whatever honey may have fallen from the ground from any one of the bees buzzing around her head, until eventually Makua is a pile of dust that flies away with the breeze, and you smell honey as they float away. But in place, not seeing quite yet, but you hear another buzzing from behind. And the laugh, the very last laugh that you heard from Makua, you hear again behind you.
Can I add one small thing?
Yes.
All of a sudden, Alex starts craving sugar.
Alex, the forest, the darkness of the forest has been growing inside you for some time, twisting you, twisting your desires. What are your last lucid thoughts while you are still Alex?
It's a mixture of lucid and swaying consciousness. Alex sees a rock or like a stone that has some like points to it, not in like a perfect shape, but jagged. Some going up like several inches, others barely a nub. And she just laughs to herself and holds it like to her head where it molds and attaches itself, possibly using the like pollen mold fungus that we saw. and she becomes the queen she never should have been.
I like it. I kind of wish that was the very end of the episode, honestly. That's you know, I mean, 10 minutes early, we could call it there. That's a pretty fitting ending, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, holy shit.
All right, I think we'll end it there. 2 people lost in the forest, one of them dead. Well, I suppose I should say 3 people lost in the forest, one of them for sure dead, and Alex, the queen she never should have been. Awesome. All right. We'll go around the table and do our outros. I'll go last because I also will talk about other stuff for Nerds with Dice here tonight. I believe we ended with Sin on the intros, so Sin, why don't you start the outros?
Sounds good to me. Hi, I'm Synthetic. You can call me Sin. I have been Alex, the queen that never should have been. And that is a part of speech brought to you by the queen that was, because I just got done playing Avowed. You can find me on Blue Sky and Twitch at Synthetic GM. You're not going to find much else. It's not as though I stream or post anything on social media, but you can find me there. And you can find me on Sunday. I am going to be over on Singularity Roleplay in the evening, playing a Mad Toon Chef by the name of Chef Orr in a game for Frank Roger Rabbit, where we're trying to find Roger's murderer. That's all.
Awesome. And then we'll go to Lee's next.
All right. Hi, guys. This has been Elise. I go by Happy Tacos on the internet. As I've mentioned before, you can follow me at I am Happy Tacos on Blue Sky and on Instagram if you want to find out wherever the heck I'm going to be next. Because quite frankly, I sometimes don't even know what I'm going to be having for breakfast tomorrow. So who knows? I do know, however, that I am going to be on another stream for Full for Wishes on Monday, which is speaking of bees. If you like For the Queen, which is a card-based tabletop RPG about bees, you can check me out on Monday. I'm going to be playing with For the Cause. There'll be more details about it on my social medias. And of course, I work with the Queer XP and I work with Halfling Blizzard Productions. Go check them out. They're great. And yeah, that is me.
Awesome. We love it. Jackie, why don't you go next?
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Jackie, better known as Death by Mage. I was your ever so lovable CEO for the evening, and I am a freelance TTRPG writer, editor, and consultant. You can always find me on my social medias at Death by Mage.
Awesome. I know Jackie's got lots of stuff on the works with, various publications almost all the time, but a lot of it's probably NDA. So we'll throw it over to Merm.
Yes.
So many NDAs now. Hi, everybody. My name is Merm. I use they, she pronouns. I've been playing Makua tonight. I use the she, her pronouns. I don't remember anything else I was supposed to say, but you can find me on social media with at Merm with 3 R's. It's MIRRRM. I am on Blue Sky and Instagram a lot, and I post where I'm gonna be. Like for example, tomorrow I'll be here at 8 p.m. Central Time, playing Fields of the Dead, our mid-season finale, where I play Deborah, and I have to make an absurd amount of dick jokes with a capital D because we're taking a quick break to get a quick 5 out there, Hayes. Anyways. And then on Sunday at 7:45 Central Standard Time on the Good Bear Cafe Twitch channel, I will be playing The Sunless, where I will be playing a Twi'lek demolitionist because I want to make things go boom boom. And then a couple of various places next week as well. But all of that is on my Blue Sky, and it's so much easier just to look at the cute little graphic that I made. So, yeah, that's me.
Awesome. I'm Cass. I've been your GM. I've been the darkness. I've been the terror, the horror, and everything bad that happened to our players. Because if nothing else, I said, hey, other player, how does this terrible thing happen to this other player? Therefore, it's still technically my fault. Right now, all you can really find me doing is the aforementioned Fields of the Dead Midwestern Zombie Apocalypse RPG, where I play Charlie Cherry O'Callahan, the former soldier who's just goddamn trying to keep this group going as best they can.
You're doing great so far. No one... That's a lie. I was going to say nobody died. Someone's already dead.
Yeah.
I forgot. But we just melted with another group. It's awesome.
That being said, let's talk about other stuff happening on Nerds with Dice. It is our All Hallows All Dice event tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Catch the mid-season finale of Fields of the Dead, a Midwestern Zombie Apocalypse, as we've now said like 4 or 5 times in a row. I won't go into it any further. On 10/26, you can catch The Night Hag at 8 p.m. Eastern for Roll for Wishes. 10/27, A Season's Oath Interlude 7, Wander Home, 8 p.m. Eastern for Roll for Wishes. 10/28, Definitely Wizards at 8 p.m. Eastern for Roll for Wishes. 10/29, Vaesen at 8 p.m. Eastern. 10:30, Vildheim, Putrid Soil, and Whispers of Hunger at 8:30 p.m. Eastern for Roll for Wishes. 10:31 on Halloween, we're going to have a Discord game night. I'm sure horror games will be played. And 11/1, we'll have a Discord movie night at 6 p.m. Eastern in the Discord of Nerds with Dice. It's a double feature featuring Coraline and Train to Busan. Other than that, find more Nerds with Dice adventures over on YouTube, where you can watch our saved VODs. Stay up to date on everything Nerds with Dice by subscribing to Nerds with Dice on Substack. And if you have a story you wish to tell or a game you wish to showcase, our Creators app is always open and can be found on Blue Sky, or you can ask for the link in the Discord. We've been a warm and pleasant hum. I don't know what else to say about this group except the name of the adventure. I pitched this show as Dark Souls with bees, and I mean, it basically is that. Yeah, that worked. Trophy Dark is terrible, like Dark Souls is terrible. So, and there's bees in this adventure. So there, I was right. That's all I have to say. We'll see you all later.
And
have a good night.
Oh, stick with us.
Yep.
We're going to raid Alter Echo Archives.
There we go.
Bye.